سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما. Actually, we were discussing about the change of waw and ya. In Qaida Muqanan, we came to know that the ya sakin, that is ghair mudgham, and its markable has zamma, then the ya is to be changed into waw. The condition is that the ya should not be at the place of kalimatul fa bab iftial. This is the condition. And also, if it is mudgham, this will not be applicable as well. Now, we have learned these qawaneen, also the qawaneen of qaid of mizanun. Over there, we learned about the conditions. Qaida iddatun, yah qaida yahbu, and qaida ya'idu. Now, there is one exception that we need to understand, that exception that if the sifatu mushabba and the wahid of sifatu mushabba from mudhakkar and muannas like afalu and fa'ala and fa'alau. These are the sigas of wahid. And the jama comes on the wazn of fu'alun. So even if the ya comes in the kalimatul ain and the zamma comes before ya, the zamma would be changed into kasra. This ya would not be changed into waw. Only one change take place, that this the zamma ma qabal zamma would be changed into kasra. So this is the only change. So that ya is not going to be changed into waw. This is caution, and this is what specifically with respect to sifatu mushabba. And we know that sifatu mushabba that comes on the scale of a fa'alu, fa'ala, and fa'alau, and their jama comes, the sig of jama that comes on the scales of fa'alun. So the ya comes over there in the kalimatul ain, and the zamma comes before ya. So the zamma would be changed into kasra. So like we have got the example abiyasu, bayzaw. These are the sigas of wahid. And buyazun, this is the siga of jamar, and this is on the scales of fa'alun. Now if we see and apply the qawaid of mithal yai, so this will not happen. Because now this ya is not going to be changed into waw, but the ma qabal zamma is going to be changed into kasra. So from buyuzun it will be bizun. From huka it will be hika. So this is what the exception. We need to understand that. And then comes the qaida, that is ittaqada. And what does this say? This says the waw or ya, that is a root letter and comes to kalimatul fa bab iftal. There are two conditions. First of all, either waw or ya, they are the root letters of babu iftial, and they come in the place of kalimatul fa. This is the second condition. The first condition is either waw or ya. That happens to be kalimatul fa in babu iftial. And number two, that is what that comes. That is what the first one is, that that fa and waw and ya, that is what a root letter in babu iftial. And number two, that waw or ya that comes in the place of kalimatul fa. In that situation, what happens, that is a root letter and comes to kalimatul fa bab iftial. That is to be changed into ta wujuban. Now that waw or ya, any of them is going to be changed into ta. Then the ta is to be mudgham into ta iftal. Then the idgham will be applied, because the first ta will be sakin and the second ta will be definitely a babu iftial. So the first will be mudgham and the second will be mudgham fi, and idgham will be applied. So like we've got ibtaqada. Now wow that comes as a root letter in babu iftial. Let me analyze it very correctly. This wow in ibtaqada, this wow is what? Root letter in babu iftial. And that comes in the place of kalimatul fa. Now this will be changed into ta wujuban. It is mandatory to change into ta wujuban, and then the it this will become ittaqada. Ittaqada. Now, because the two letters of the same jins, they come in one kalima. First one is sakin, so there will be the ram. So it will be ittaqada. The second example of is itasara. Now, ya is what? A root letter in Babu Iftial, and that comes in the place of Kalimatul Fa. So this is going to be changed into ta wujuban. So it will be ittasara. Now there are two ta of the same jins, two or four of same jins. So there will be the ram. So from ittasara, it will be ittasara. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, that's clear.
Alhamdulillah.
Clear, sir.
Alhamdulillah. Any questions, Sister Rida? You are with us?
So, sir, do you know on ittaqada, the form ittaqada, when you
It
change the waw to a ta,
yes,
yeah, when you
yes,
change the waw to a ta,
yes.
qaida maddun is applied to it then.
Yes. No,
As in change
qaida what?
maddun, as in first harf is
Yes,
sakit,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
second is
Yeah,
mutaharrik, and it has to have what do you call it?
exactly.
lazim harakat.
Yes, you're talking about qawaid of Muzarf. Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Okay.
MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah, good. So now we are going to learn about the another qaida, that qaidatu ishahun. Ishahun. Now what this qaida says? This says when waw maksur comes in the beginning of the kalima, that waw is changed into hamza jawazan. Means this is what permissible, jawazan. Again, if waw maksur comes in the beginning of the kalima, waw and it is maksur, this is the condition. Waw maksur comes in the beginning of the kalima. Now that waw is going to be changed into hamza, and that is jawazan, permissible. There's nothing else. Only one condition. Waw maksur that comes in the beginning of the kalima, that is going to be changed into hamza, and that is jawazan, permissible, not wujuban. So from this is known as the qaidatu ishahun. So from bishahun it is ishahun, because waw maksur that comes in the beginning of the kalima. Wifadatun, it will be ifadatun. It's because waw maksur comes in the beginning of the kalima. Then wisadatun, it will be isadatun. So this is the only jais, means there's no mandatory. There's nothing mandatory over there. Only jais, permissible, right?
Yes, sir. I understand.
These things are to be learnt, and I will let you know something more, inshallah, when we complete this qawaid. So then the last qaida is qaida to awasilu. This is very interesting qaida. Awasilu. This is a qaida that is mandatory. That is to be done wujuban. So what does this qaida says? That if two mutaharrik waw, or two waw, they are mutaharrik, come in the beginning of the kalima, then the first waw is to be changed into hamza. Wujuban. Wujuban means two waw, they come together in the beginning of the kalima. Two mutaharrik waw. First condition, two mutaharrik waw. Number two, they come in the beginning of the kalima. Then what is the result? What will be the first waw is to be changed into hamza. The first will be changed into hamza wujuban. So let's see. This is known as the qaidatu awasilu. Okay. Now this example, this wasilatun, Jama of wasilatun is awasilu. It was wasilu actually. And tasgir of wasilatun is uwaisilun. So awasilu, actually it was originally wawasilu, wawasilu. Now what is this? What does this qaida say? This qaida says if two waw mutaharrik, you see the two waws are there and they are mutaharrik, they come in the beginning of the kalima. So the first waw is going to be changed into hamza. So from wawasilu it will be awasilu. From Wuvaisilun, it will be Uvaisilun. Only two conditions. What are those two conditions? There are two mutaharrik waw in the kalima and they come in the beginning of the kalima. Then what happens? That the first waw is to be changed into hamza, wujubun, mandatory. So we have got two examples of wawasilu. So in C wawasilu, there are two waws, they are mutaharrik and they have come in the beginning of the kalima. So the kalima, the first waw is going to be changed into hamza. So it will be awasilu. And waisilun, again there are two hamzas, two waws, they are mutaharrik and they have come in the beginning of the kalima. So the first waw is going to be changed into hamza. So from waisilun it will be waisilun. Now this was about the two mutaharrik waw. Two waw, they are mutaharrik and they come in the beginning of the kalima. Now there is another question. If there are two waws in the beginning and one of them or the second of them, second of them happens to be sakin, then that can be changed into hamza jawazan. Then permissible, not wujuban. The first one is wujuban. The second option that has been created, that there are two waws, but in the beginning of the kalima, but the second waw happens to be sakin. So what will happen? Now the first waw can be changed into hamza. Now hamza can be changed jawazan, not wujuban. But if two mutaharrik waw come in the beginning, the first waw is going to be changed to hamza wujuban. So from wuriya, it can be uriya. Wuriya, it can be uriya, that is jawazan, but it can be left as wuriya. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, that's clear.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Sister Rida, are you with us?
So some of those examples of Ismul Ala, Wawasili and Wawaisilun.
Yes.
The dip charts that is there as in Mamnu'un min as-sarf.
So how will be its gardan?
The gardan of the Wawasilu.
Yes, because in Ismul Ala you have to bring on the wazn of mif'alun, mif'alatun, and mif'alun, right?
مفعل مفعلان مفاعل
There are three ozan in Ismul Ala.
Yes.
Mif'alun, mif'alatun, and mif'alun.
Yes.
And over here it says that wawasilu is jama of wasilatun. Wasilatun, wasilatani.
Yes. So
wawasilu. Yes. Wasilatun, wasilatani. Wawasilu is what? Jama ghair taqsir. Jama mukassar. Sorry, jama mukassar, jama taqsir. So there's not on the wazn of mif'alun or mif'alatun or mif'alun. Because it is a mif'alat.
It's not on the wazn.
Huh?
It's not on the wazn, sorry.
Yes. Like if it is what? Mif'alun, mif'alani, mafa'ilu, mufa'ilun. Or mif'alatun, mif'alatani. مفاعل مفاعلة and مفعال مفعالان مفاعيل ومفيعيل. So on that note,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't. It has another version. This is known as Jama
Okay.
Munta, yes, Jama Taksir, but we'll learn inshallah the further discussion as well.
Okay.
Okay. So, sister, I think because others are not here, so I think this is enough for us today. And what I'm going to tell you, let me tell you, just give me few minutes. Let me